Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the next droopy release in John Storgards' excessively droopy Shostakovich cycle on Chandos with the BBC Philharmonic. This guy has no business doing Shostakovich. He just doesn't have the gumption. And now we've got Symphony No. 14. Symphony No. 14. 11 poems about death. If you're not going to just go for the jugular and tear its heart out, what is the point? What on earth is the point? But we'll get to that in a moment. First, let's start at the beginning. You also get the song cycle, the 6 Verses of Marina Tsvetayeva, which is a very beautiful song cycle. This is in the chamber orchestra version, and it's very, very, very nicely sung by Jess Dandy, who's a first-rate contralto. She sounds wonderful in this music. I would love to hear her do something else, and the performance is not terrible. They're songs, they're short, they're very, very sparsely scored. There's not a lot you can do with the accompaniment to kill it, and they're not the happiest pieces. This is late Shostakovich, mind you. So that's very beautiful. It's a very fine opening. Then we get to the symphony. Okay, first of all, there are a few things I'm always interested in when I listen to the 14th Symphony. The first is Malaguena, the second song. With the Lorca poetry, Smert vyshla ushla iz taverny, death walked into and out of the tavern. It's a wonderful, wonderful poem to look at in Russian if you're studying Russian verbs of motion, by the way. I used it for that, because in Russian, you can't just go. You have to say whether you're going in a vehicle or on foot, or whether you're going directionally towards or away from or in from or out of it. It's a whole thing. So this is a good poem for that. So you've got smert, death, vishla, entered, I ushla, left. See, vishla, ushla, enter, exit. Sort of how it goes. Although that's not exactly, entrance and exit are like vchod and vwychod or something like that in Russian. It's very complicated. Anyway, this is not a Russian lesson, but it sounds like one, damn it. It sounds like there's no interest in the emotional import of the music. The string playing is soporific. It's too slow, it's too heavy, it's not accented enough. You listen to Rostropovich and Vishnevskaya, are those people, and they're like, it's hair-raising, absolutely hair-raising. Now, the soprano, Elizabeth Atherton, is a good soprano. She doesn't have an especially attractive voice. She's a little bit shrill, which is saying a lot for Slavic sopranos, and she's not a Slavic soprano, but she sort of has the shrillness of one without the body on the bottom. And the same thing is true of the bass here. Peter Rose, who has a light voice. He has the notes, he has the low notes, but the body just isn't there. The very opening, De Profundis, it's not profundis enough. And at that, I never get the title of that. The Zaporizhzhiy's Cossacks' answer to the Sultan of Constantinople. That's the one that comes later. Let me say it somewhat correctly. The Zaporizhian Cossacks' answer to the Sultan of Constantinople. He's cursing at the guy. It doesn't sound angry at all. There's no anger in his timbre. And the very end, death is all-knowing, death is everywhere. There's no terror in this music. None at all. The Madame Look thing where she does the laughter, it sounds like she's sneezing. I just don't understand. It's not bad. Nothing today is bad. Well, some things are bad. Theodore Karensis is bad. Christian Thielemann, bad. Some people can do bad. But most of the time, it's just not interesting. The 11th Symphony by now has got a bazillion performances, and there's another very, very good one on Chandos, an earlier one, I think with Elizabeth Hollick, with the soprano. I just don't get why this series exists. There's wonderful Shostakovich out there by lots of different people, and instead we have this dull, ongoing, inevitable cycle, which is going to bore us to tears. at some point. But boy, is this not a gripping performance of number 14. And like I said, if it ain't got no grip, there ain't no reason to listen to it. So keep on listening, friends, to all of the other wonderful, wonderful performances of this symphony. Just not this one. Take care.